Hi everyone, Dom here, back for another video about the Canon 7D and the T3i because I got a lot of questions asking about how I set up the Canon 7D and T3i for my video settings. So today, we're gonna go over all of that. I'm gonna finally answer this question. Let's get into this thing. Now before I even dive into the menu, the first thing I'm going to change on my camera for settings is the mode dial. I'm gonna make sure that this is on the M mode, which stands for manual, so I can have complete control over the camera because I don't want the camera deciding exposure or anything else like that. We want complete control of the camera. So if you haven't yet, if your camera's right here, switch it to the M mode. Okay, so let's actually dive into the actual menu settings of your Canon 7D or T3i. Let's roll all the way over here to the first red screen. Actually, you know what? Skip that. We want to go over to the second one, which actually has the video icon. So, this is mostly exposure stuff. Let's go to Auto Lighting Optimizer. Let's turn that off because we don't want the camera deciding what the light's going to be. White balance, choose one of these. If you're outside, you're going to want the sun. If you're under shade, there's that. Now, most people are going to shoot Kelvin so they can manually set in the Kelvin themselves. So we're outside, so I'm going to choose 5600. Like I said, these will work just fine, but if you want really complete control, choose the Kelvins. So we're going to choose Kelvin. Picture style. Let's go down to picture style. This is a really big one when it comes to getting a really nice cinematic image, and this is going to help us mostly when it comes to color grading. Now, most of the time, your camera is going to be set up on standard like it is now, and for the most part, that looks pretty okay. But we can get definitely a better image than that. I'm going to have you go down to neutral. We are going to hit neutral, hit OK, go back into that again, and on your camera, you're going to hit info. This is going to let us customize this picture profile even more. So sharpness, contrast, saturation, and color tone. If we want the most control, we want the camera to have none of that in the image. So I'm going to go to sharpness. I'm going to wheel that all the way down like I did. Contrast, same thing. Wheel that all the way down to 0. Saturation, do the same thing. And as far as color tone, leave the color tone as it is. This is going to get you a really nice flat picture profile, which is going to help you color grade. It's going to allow you to add as much saturation and contrast as you want. It's going to give you a very flat image. There's going to be little sharpness and very low contrast. So, but that's fine because this is all about having complete control over the image, remember? Okay, now that we have that set, let's scroll over one more. Don't need that. Now here we are on the resolutions. Of course we want the highest resolution, and the highest resolution that these cameras are going to offer us is 1080p. I personally shoot 1080p 24 frames per second, so I'm going to hit that. And this is just going to give me the most cinematic image. Let's see, sound recording. For the most part, I leave sound recording on auto because I'm using an external sound source. Recorder, I guess is what I should say. But if you're using an on-board microphone, hit sound record, come down to manual, come down here, and as you can see, you can adjust your sound levels now. But again, I usually just leave this into auto because it's just a scratch track for me anyway. Let's go back. So these are the actual settings that I set inside the camera. Let's take a look at one more thing that I'm going to adjust here. And now the last thing that I'm going to set up on my camera is shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. When it comes to my shutter speed, the one that you see spinning right now, I want my shutter speed double the frame rate. So if I'm shooting at 24 frames per second, like I always do, I'm gonna set it to 50th of a second, sorry, because there is no 48th on these cameras. 50th is the closest, so we're gonna use that. If I want a really nice shallow depth of field, I'm gonna adjust this. Now the smaller the number, the more blurrier the background. Now, with that said, just remember the smaller the number, also the harder it's going to be to keep things in focus because the depth of field is so shallow, right? So 1.8 is pretty good. I usually shoot at around 2.8 and call it good. Let's talk about this one here, the ISO. We want this ISO as low as we can get it, because the lower the ISO, the cleaner the image. So I try to keep this at low as I can. So 100 is usually what I keep this camera set to. If we are doing low light shooting, which I love doing on this camera, the highest I will go, the highest I will go is up to 1600, because if you go any higher, there's gonna be a lot of noise. And now a lot of people back in the day wouldn't even recommend you going above 800. I think 1600 is fine. But again, we just try to keep that ISO as low as we can so we can have the cleanest image possible. So there you go. These are the settings that I use to get the highest quality video that I can from my 7D or T3i. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you'd love to subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comment section below. Be sure to get to those. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about color grading the image, because I got a lot of questions about that as well. So stay tuned, because I'm going to answer the question of how I color grade footage from the Canon 7D or T3i. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. See ya.